Do you ever feel like no matter how carefully you eat, your blood sugar still jumps out of control? Maybe you wake up tired, deal with energy crashes, or even notice your weight creeping up? The truth is, these symptoms are not just getting older. In many cases, they come from a hidden food you've always believed was healthy, a common vegetable that secretly spikes blood sugar. Yes, a so-called healthy vegetable could actually be one of the most dangerous vegetables for diabetes. But here's the good news. You don't need more pills, insulin, or expensive diets to fight back. Real blood sugar control starts with everyday choices, and knowing which foods for blood sugar control actually help versus harm. In this video, doctors shock the common vegetable that spikes blood sugar, avoid it forever, will reveal the vegetable that could silently sabotage your health, explain how it damages insulin sensitivity, and share safer, science-backed alternatives you can trust. Every tip is practical, natural, and easy to follow, so you can finally protect your blood sugar, your heart, and your energy without stress. And before we dive in, I'd love to know, have you ever noticed your blood sugar going up even when you didn't eat sweets? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else tonight. Now, let's uncover the truth about this dangerous vegetable for diabetics that you should avoid forever. 1. The hidden dangers of high blood sugar. Okay, let's pause and take a closer look at what's really happening inside your body when those mysterious energy crashes hit. High blood sugar isn't just about eating dessert, it's about how quickly certain foods turn into sugar in your bloodstream. When a food is made of rapidly digestible starch, your pancreas releases a big dose of insulin to clear that sugar. Do that enough times and your cells start to ignore insulin's signal, that's insulin resistance, and sugar begins to hang around in the blood longer than it should. That sticky cycle quietly causes fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, blurred vision, and inflammation long before anyone sees obvious lab numbers. What makes this worse, and what trips up so many people trying to be healthy, is that not all vegetables behave the same way. Some are packed with fiber and slow-burning carbs, while others contain starch that melts into glucose almost as fast as candy. Portion size, cooking method, and what you eat with that vegetable change everything. Mashed or whipped makes starch easier to absorb. Pairing with protein, fat, or lots of fiber slows the rise. Cooling cooked starches actually turns part of it into resistant starch that feeds your gut instead of your bloodstream. I know how confusing and unfair this feels. You're choosing vegetables. That confusion is exactly why experienced clinicians like Dr. Tanaka see the same pattern over and over. Patients who eat clean but still show signs of metabolic stress. After decades in practice, he noticed one recurring offender that shows up in soups, lunches, snacks, and even healthy restaurant bowls. It's so common we barely notice it, and yet its starch profile makes it a powerful trigger for glucose spikes. Millions eat it daily, thinking they're making a smart choice. The truth? This humble, everyday vegetable can behave more like a refined carb than a protective leafy green. In the next section, I'll name the vegetable, explain exactly how different preparations change its effect on your blood sugar, and walk you step by step through 3 simple swaps and cooking tricks that stop those surprise spikes without making you feel deprived. 2. Everyday foods that spike blood sugar. Okay? Let's be clear. What you think of as healthy can still make your blood sugar spike. Drinks like soda or sweetened teas send sugar into your bloodstream almost instantly, and frequent use of sugary beverages is linked to higher risk of type 2 diabetes and other health problems. So ditching those is one of the fastest wins you can make. CDC bread, rice, and potatoes sneak up on you too. White bread and other refined flours break down into glucose quickly because they lack fiber to slow digestion, so that healthy sandwich can act more like a sugar hit than a steady meal. Harvard Health white rice has a high glycemic index and has been associated in studies with higher diabetes risk when eaten regularly. Swapping to whole grains or smaller portions will change your blood sugar curve a lot. The nutrition source potatoes are natural and filling, but their starches are rapidly absorbed and can cause sharp glucose spikes, especially when mashed, baked, or fried and eaten alone. The way you prepare them matters as much as the food itself. PMC. Even condiments are guilty. Ketchup, store sauces, and many bottled dressings hide added sugars that push your overall daily load higher without you noticing. The good news? Not all starches are equal. How you cook, cool, and combine foods changes their effect. For example, cooking rice or potatoes, cooling them, and then reheating increases resistant starch that feeds your gut instead of your bloodstream and lowers the glycemic response. A simple kitchen trick with real science behind it. PubMed. That means portion control. Pairing carbs with protein or healthy fat, choosing whole grains, and avoiding sugary drinks or hidden sugar sauces can convert a risky plate into a stable one. I know how frustrating it is to try eating clean and still feel drained. You're doing the work, but you deserve the results, and small, targeted swaps are where the wins add up. Clinicians see this pattern all the time, patients who thought they were careful but were tripped up by a few everyday choices. In the next part, I'll reveal the single, surprisingly common vegetable that behaves more like a refined carb than a protective veggie, explain exactly why it spikes blood sugar depending on how it's prepared, and give you 3 practical swaps and cooking hacks you can start using today. No fancy diet, just smart, science-backed changes that actually work. 3. The deceptive role of sugar-free products. It's easy to believe that choosing foods labeled sugar-free is the safe way forward. After all, the packaging screams healthy, diet-friendly, or good for diabetics. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of these products are not the solution, they're part of the problem. When you eat or drink something with artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose, your brain still senses sweetness. Your body expects sugar to follow, so your pancreas may release insulin even without real sugar entering your system. Over time, this confuses your metabolism, making it harder to regulate blood sugar. On top of that, these sweeteners have been shown to disrupt the delicate balance of your gut microbiome, the tiny community of bacteria that plays a big role in blood sugar control, digestion, and even mood. When your gut bacteria are out of balance, insulin sensitivity weakens, cravings intensify, and you may actually end up eating more. Here's where things get frustrating. You thought you were doing the right thing by reaching for that sugar-free yogurt or diet soda, but instead of helping, it quietly pulls you deeper into the cycle of cravings and glucose instability. I know how discouraging that feels. You're making the effort, reading labels, paying extra for healthier options, yet the scale doesn't move, your energy dips, and your blood sugar readings stay stubbornly high. It's not your fault. The marketing around these products is designed to mislead, giving you a false sense of security. So what can you do instead? Natural alternatives like stevia or erythritol are gentler on blood sugar, but even those should be used in moderation. Why? Because constantly feeding your taste for sweetness, no matter the source, keeps the craving alive. The real power move is gradually reducing your dependence on sweet flavors altogether. At first, this feels almost impossible, but many patients report that after a few weeks of cutting back, their taste buds actually reset. Foods like fresh berries, nuts, or even cinnamon start to taste sweeter, and the constant pull toward desserts or diet sodas fades away. Imagine how freeing that could feel, to enjoy meals without the invisible chains of cravings pulling at you all day. Doctors like Dr. Tanaka emphasize that this step isn't about restriction, it's about reclaiming control. By letting go of deceptive sugar-free products, you're not depriving yourself. You're opening the door to real, lasting energy and healthier blood sugar patterns. That shift, as simple as it may sound, can be life-changing. And here's the twist: while sugar-free products can trick your body and keep cravings alive, there's something even more shocking hiding in plain sight. It isn't packaged in shiny wrappers or labeled diet-friendly. In fact, it's a vegetable most of us eat almost daily, believing it's a safe, natural choice. Yet it may spike blood sugar as much as a sweet drink. In the next section, we'll finally uncover this surprising culprit and show you exactly why doctors are warning patients to avoid it forever. Before we move on, I want to pause for a moment with you. Living with health challenges can sometimes feel lonely, but you are not alone here. If something in today's video has touched your heart, I invite you to share one word that reflects how you feel right now in the comments. Or tell us a part of your journey with blood sugar, the struggles, and the little victories. Your story might bring light to someone else walking the same path. And if you'd like to explore more gentle tools to support your health, I've placed some helpful resources in the description. Feel free to check them out whenever you're ready. 4. Lifestyle factors beyond diet. Sometimes we focus so much on food that we forget our body is also shaped by daily habits. Think about those moments of stress, those nights of broken sleep, or the long days without moving much. Each of these can quietly push your blood sugar higher even if you never touch dessert. Here's why. When you're under constant stress, your body releases cortisol, a hormone designed to help in emergencies. But in everyday life, high cortisol raises blood sugar even when you haven't eaten. Add emotional eating on top, grabbing comfort foods when you feel down, and the cycle becomes even harder to break. Poor sleep works in a similar way. Just one short night can spike cortisol, mess with your hunger hormones, and leave you craving sweets the next day. Over time, this weakens insulin sensitivity, making it harder for your body to keep glucose in balance. Then there's movement. Light activity after meals, like a 10-minute walk, signals your muscles to soak up glucose, lowering spikes naturally. Strength training twice a week, even simple bodyweight moves, acts like building glucose sponges inside your body, storing sugar where it belongs instead of letting it float in your bloodstream. And I get it. Life doesn't always give us perfect sleep, stress-free days, or hours in the gym. That's why small, realistic changes matter more than strict rules. A 5-minute breathing exercise before bed, a quick stretch after dinner, or a short walk in the sunlight can all shift your metabolism in a positive direction. Patients often tell their doctors, "I didn't think these little changes would matter," but then they notice their energy improve, cravings fade, and blood sugar readings stabilize. The truth is, your lifestyle is like the steering wheel for your blood sugar. Even small turns, done consistently, move you toward balance and health. When we bring diet and lifestyle together, something powerful happens. You're no longer fighting blood sugar with willpower alone. You're aligning your body's natural rhythms to work for you. That's the moment many people feel real hope, because they realize their condition isn't just about what they can't eat, but about what they can control every single day. And now, here's where it gets even more eye-opening. All these lifestyle choices matter, but there's still one surprising trigger hiding in plain sight. It's not sugar, soda, or white bread. It's a vegetable millions of people eat daily, thinking it's safe, when in reality it can act like pure starch and send blood sugar soaring. In the next section, we'll finally reveal this everyday vegetable, explain why doctors are sounding the alarm, and show you smarter ways to enjoy your meals without putting your health at risk. 5. The power of fiber and smart fruit choices. Let's be real, managing blood sugar is not just about avoiding candy and desserts. Even the foods we often see as healthy can either become our best allies or our silent enemies. And one of the most overlooked shields in this battle is something so simple, yet so powerful: fiber. Here's why fiber matters. When you eat carbs without fiber, your blood sugar rises quickly, like a roller coaster shooting straight up. But when fiber is present, it slows everything down. Think of fiber as a gentle hand on the brakes, keeping your sugar from spiking too fast. This means your pancreas doesn't have to pump out as much insulin, and your body can stay in better balance. It's not just about avoiding sugar. It's about controlling the speed at which sugar enters your blood. Foods rich in fiber, like oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, leafy greens, and whole grains, act like a shield for your metabolism. They don't just help with blood sugar, they also feed the good bacteria in your gut, improving digestion and lowering inflammation, which is a huge win for anyone with diabetes. Now, let's talk about fruits. This is where many people get confused. Some are told, don't eat fruits, they're full of sugar. But here's the truth. When you eat fruits whole, with their skin, pulp, and natural fiber, they actually help you, not hurt you. Take strawberries, apples, and even avocados. These fruits release sugar slowly into your bloodstream, giving you steady energy without the crash. But the danger comes when fruits are stripped of their fiber. Fruit juice, for example, is basically sugar water. Even if it says 100% natural, without the fiber, it causes sharp spikes that can be just as bad as soda. One more trick: combine fruits with protein or healthy fat, like pairing apple slices with a handful of nuts or berries with plain Greek yogurt. This combo slows digestion even further, making the sugar impact almost disappear. I know for many of you watching, eating can feel stressful. You're constantly asking yourself, will this food hurt me or help me? I want you to hear this clearly. You don't have to fear fruits or whole grains. When eaten in the right form, they are not your enemy. In fact, they can be one of your strongest defenses. Imagine enjoying a crisp apple or a small bowl of oats, knowing that instead of spiking your blood sugar, it's quietly protecting you. That peace of mind is priceless. And here's the part that shocks most people. It's not the natural sugar in whole fruits that causes the biggest blood sugar problems. It's the processed versions, the juices, the smoothies, the packaged fruit snacks that trick us into thinking we're being healthy. This simple truth flips the story. Whole fruits with fiber? A friend. Fruit juices and fiber-stripped products? A hidden enemy. So the next time you're choosing between a glass of orange juice and a whole orange, remember this: one will spike your sugar like crazy, the other will keep it steady. That's the power of fiber and smart choices. But fiber and fruit are just one piece of the puzzle. There's another so-called healthy food most people trust, yet it secretly spikes blood sugar even worse. And this is the one doctors can't believe patients are still eating. Let's uncover that next. 6. The dangerous vegetable, corn. Sometimes, the foods that seem the most harmless are actually the ones silently working against us. You probably think of corn as a simple natural vegetable. It shows up in salads, side dishes, even in snacks labeled as healthy. On the surface, corn looks innocent. After all, it's a plant, right? But the truth is more complicated, and it's one that surprises even doctors when they look deeper. Here's the reason why. Corn, in its pure form straight off the cob, contains natural starches that the body can handle in moderation. But once it's processed into products like cornmeal, corn syrup, or corn-based cereals, the story changes completely. These versions are stripped of fiber, packed into industrial foods, and turn into sugar almost instantly inside your body. That's why eating processed corn doesn't just give you energy, it floods your blood with glucose, causing sharp spikes and crashes. Over time, these repeated spikes push your body toward insulin resistance, making diabetes harder to manage. Think about the everyday foods around us: a bag of popcorn at the movies, breakfast cereal in the morning, a can of soda, or even innocent canned corn tossed into a quick meal. What do they all have in common? Corn is at their core, usually hidden in some refined form. High fructose corn syrup, one of the most common sweeteners in processed foods, is derived from corn. It sneaks into sodas, cookies, sauces, and even so-called health drinks. The result? You think you're having something harmless, but your blood sugar tells a very different story. This is why corn is so deceptive. It wears the mask of a healthy vegetable while acting like a refined carb bomb once it's industrialized. I know many of you watching may feel frustrated at this point. It's overwhelming to learn that even a vegetable can be dangerous when processed. You may feel like, what can I even eat anymore? Please know this: you're not alone, and it's not your fault. Food companies have made corn a cheap, go-to ingredient because it's profitable, not because it's healthy. That's why it shows up everywhere, even in places you'd least expect. And that's exactly why you need this knowledge, because once you see the hidden truth, you can take back control. Instead of corn-based snacks or cereals, you can choose real whole foods. Vegetables rich in fiber, proteins, and healthy fats that don't betray your trust. And here's the shocking climax. The very vegetable most people associate with farm-fresh goodness, corn, can be one of the fastest ways to spike your blood sugar if it's processed. Doctors are often stunned by how strongly these corn products affect glucose and insulin resistance. yet they remain staples in many households. This is the hidden trap you absolutely must avoid if you want stable blood sugar and long-term health. Now that we've exposed corn as one of the biggest culprits, the next question becomes, what can you replace it with? What are the safe, reliable foods that not only avoid spikes but actively protect your health? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next section. At the end of the day, your health is not defined by one single meal. It's shaped by the small choices you make again and again. And now you know the truth. Corn, especially in its processed forms like high-fructose corn syrup, cereals, and packaged snacks, is not the safe vegetable many believed it to be. It's a hidden trigger behind blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and the slow, silent damage that makes life harder over time. But here's the good news. You are not powerless. Every swap you make, every small step counts. Choosing oats instead of cornflakes, water instead of soda, or a handful of nuts instead of popcorn can protect your blood sugar, give you more energy, and help you age with strength and vitality. I know this journey with diabetes can feel heavy, but remember, you're not alone. Millions of people are waking up to the truth and finding freedom through better choices. And you can too. Think of this not as giving something up, but as giving your body a gift. The chance to heal, to stay strong, and to live longer. If this video opened your eyes, I invite you to subscribe to Forever Health for more life-changing insights, and don't stop here. Click on the next video on your screen where we reveal the early warning signs of high blood sugar that everyone needs to know. Your future self will thank you.